Alright boys and girls, and welcome back to another building video. This time we're taking a look at my latest and greatest trio base, the Fedra. A three-sided structure that brings a powerful egg core to an early game raid ready base, paired with 3 all-in-one gatehouses, adding 6 beds, funneled compound mobility, and tactical double chain link turrets, allowing you to take this base to its final form in peace, giving you floors of loot space, separated bedrooms, and a metagame shooting floor requiring 0 external tool cupboards. You might expect a rather large upkeep for a base of this caliber. After the tour, we'll break down the costs and you'll be pleasantly surprised. If you are new to building and you're looking to improve, my Discord is a wonderful place to be. We have myself and lots of other experienced builders that can answer any questions that you might have. And if you'd like to take things one step further, I'm live every Wednesday on Twitch, where I take a look at your designs and give some feedback. Appreciate it, guys. Let's go into the tour. Alright, so you may have noticed, you may not have noticed, there's no externals on this one. Of course, you can add them in. But if you're lazy like me and you can't be bothered, no externals on this base. A little bit more of an in-depth breakdown on this gatehouse and what it offers. We have 2 vertical peaks that cover the breach of compound. Any missing high walls, you'll have a nice angle out into those. Of course, 2 beds, 2 lockers. And then our 2 turrets that cover here. They watch anyone that's laddering up on the base, and of course anyone walking through the gatehouse will be sprayed by those. Then we're funneled round into a couple of shotgun traps, nice and tight angles here, offering a funnel wall in such a small base, which is really useful. The furnaces are placed in a way to make them kind of aids to run around, so you'll probably end up needing to take out the furnaces as well in an online raid, and they can tank a couple of mollies or even up to 5 rockets, which is pretty crazy. The rest of the compound offers a battery just scattered off to the side, nice and early game, allows you to get those turrets down early on, because those turrets are going to come in big. As you can see, the double chain link really lines up in a nasty angle. The vines are covering there a bit, but yeah, really nasty angles into compound from these turrets. Okay, heading in, we only have 1 front door, so we'll head in there. And I've made door path as long as possible here. You can see with our starter base is only half an egg, so it's nice and cheap to put down in the beginning. And then a winding garage door path takes us all the way to TC. Second floor is some more loot rooms, and you can window these or you can door these depending on what you'd like. Just keeping that offline cost as high as we can. Third floor is all about the bedrooms, and we have 6 beds on this level as total. And they're all separated. You can see here we jump up onto shooting floor now. Not giving too much away there. We have a couple of extra rooms here with extra deployables. And you can see all our bedrooms drop down like this, so they are separated. This also makes door pathing the base from above a little bit harder, because some of them will be dead ends. For example here, a dead end just leads to a bedroom. Doesn't take us any further down, can waste the raider's time. More mixing tables, and of course a battery was tucked in there as well. Hopefully you saw that too. 3 batteries total to go for all our windmills. Then our shooting floor is filled with some zenith peaks, which my friend Dus showed to me. Really like these. They give the feel of wide gaps without needing that external TC, which is always nice. Then over here is my own little module, which comes with some really nasty angles, provides a bedroom, and then behind that bed we can look down into compound, which is really nice. Stupid angles here. And lastly, we can look back up onto roof. So it's just a whole module basically that comes with nutty angles and ankle biters onto roof. Really cool little module there. And that loops all the way around, giving us 360-degree view on our roof and down below in compound. 1 jump up takes us into the center with 2 ankle biters beside it. The roof is nice and open, but at the same time I feel safe up here. There's enough roofs to cover us from any kind of raid base. A couple of standard ramps going around. And then this top section allows us to use shooting floor from the roof peak, which is nice. And more head glitches to the side of that. And just a little low wall section here to give you some cover when you're peeking back through these embrasures. 3 windmills cover everything on top. And we've got 3 auto turrets that have been pushed back far enough away from the chain link to mean that the chain link will need to be destroyed before the turrets can be broken. Up here is a little double chain link section here, so you can spray through the single chain link, but when the door is shut, you're essentially standing behind a wall. A lot of people in the game don't know about chain link yet, so they'll often shoot at you, making a fool out of themselves, and then you can swing the door and bang them. Comes with a quick drop down as well, back into our shooting floor with more peaks. And opening this door gives us the option to drop into compound, or just jump straight off and out the base from roof to front door, rapid, and then we're back where we started. Alright, so let's look at the costs now. This is the total cost for the entire base. Here it is in box mounts so you can visualize it easier. And lastly is the total upkeep spread between only one TC. Of course, those externals are optional. Alright, into the building portion now, and we're starting off with half of an egg. And we can just live out of this small portion here. Gives us a loot room and our TC room as well. And it's still a decent door path for our starter base, giving us space for bags, a workbench and all that stuff. And of course you could build the entire egg depending on how much stone you farm in the beginning. In total we'll have around about 8 boxes here, and space for your bags and all that stuff too. Once you're ready to continue, we'll expand our egg out the way like so, completing the footprint. This triangle is not used and everything else is utilized. That's our jump up, that's our front door, and then we wrap around like this. Throw the ceilings on top. And furnace jump up here, go for 3 furnaces if you've got them ready. Okay, all of our gatehouses need to go down now, which is simple enough. We're just building out like this. And then we break that one in the center, break that square too, and replace it with a triangle, and that gives us our nice little zenith peak on the shooting floor. And we'll replicate this another 2 more times. Just coming out a total of 3 squares and replacing it back like that. There we go. Last one over here. And then those triangles can get added into like that. And there we go. Bang. Okay, let's join this up because right now they're not connected to Mainbase. So with these foundations here, we'll be able to link everything up. Partially we're building honeycombing right now, and at the same time we're also adding in some foundations for later on wide gap frames. So the footprint joins up just like that, and it looks a little bit odd just now, I'll admit that, but it comes together nice. A frame here plus some honeycombing will connect our gatehouse to our base. And once we've connected all those up, we don't need to worry about those decaying. Before we go any higher with Mainbase, we're going to focus on getting compound down, so you guys can get those large furnaces out nice and quick. On these triangles here, one of these is the entrance, and the other 2 are straight up combing, just over here. And that's those 2 out the way. Next steps are actually building the gatehouses now, so we have 2 bedrooms, 2 patricos, 2 spots for our turrets, and I'll throw down the deployables on one of these gatehouses so you guys get a rough idea on how to do it, even though I don't usually show deployable stuff. We funnel around with these half walls here that will eventually have chain link above them, giving us our patrico. And then these are our turret spots here up above. That cover each other's crossfire. Just like that. So that's the whole gatehouse. 2 deployables now. Get the lockers in for our bedrooms. And it is possible to make these beds not stick out. I was just being lazy, so yeah. Then your turrets go up here. And then right at the end the chain link comes in. Shotgun traps to funnel us around, and that's it. Okay, go ahead and build the remaining 2 gatehouses. I'll leave out the deployables now. Exact same thing 2 more times. Okay, and once all 3 of our gatehouses are done, we can move on to the compound now. So we'll build out from this honeycomb section here. It's not necessary to make these wooden, it's more just aesthetic, not a big deal. We build out like this, raise that final foundation just to match the height of everything else, And then that's a nice spot for a battery early game to get those turrets up and running nice and fast. You'll need 1 frame on there minimum to connect it to main base, making sure nothing decays. And we'll repeat this same build out, allowing us to connect up our compound on the remaining 2 sides. And that's all 3 of those done now as well. High walls, super simple. Every gap is filled by 2 high walls. Make sure we alt look before we place, and then you can get them down both perfectly. And a furnace can go in the gap. Place it nice and high so it's annoying for raiders to push through any breached high walls. And then the barricades go down as follows. 2 per gate types, so 6 barricades in total. And then you'll need 1 on top of the battery spot as well, but you shouldn't need any help placing that one. These foundations can go in too. Upgrade them to whatever you like. Just making it look nice right now. Alright, back onto the main base now. Our second floor is loot rooms. That's our jump up from below, and that's our jump up higher up. We'll wall in the rest of this floor. We don't use any of the honeycombing. And this floor is just essentially 3 loot rooms. At this stage you can choose if you'd like to door or window these. If you think you have teammates who can be bothered to lift off and replace the windows, then go for windows. But if you're often just going to leave those open, you're better off just putting a garage door there. At this stage, we now wall in all our 3 individual bedrooms, giving us a locker space in that center triangle, and we furnace jump up over here. I would just do a single furnace because it gets a bit tight once all the beds are in, but that will be a nice jump there. Okay, so 3-sided symmetrical on this floor. A locker goes right next to a jump up, if that makes sense when you look at it from above, allowing us to keep this nice and symmetrical. So we have our 3 individual drop down bedrooms that will give us some nice respawns right next to the shooting floor. There we go. You can see all our jump ups are spaced out. Next part, honeycombing the base. Second floor gets honeycombed just like this. And then third floor is a little bit different, so don't rush into that immediately. For the third floor, we're just going to honeycomb the squares, and then the triangles get frames. So we're going round and honeycombing the squares. And that gives us more strength for our shooting floor there. And then these other spots, you can just go ahead and add frames on. To make sure we don't block any angles from our shooting floor and there's no blind spots in our compound, we open up these walls here just for better view. Once we've done and dusted that entire floor, we'll move on to getting some frames down for shooting floor. Above our gatehouses, we're going to build frames like so, with windows on top. And that's that segment there. A couple of triangles to create our little peak down. And that goes for our shooting floor. So we'll do that on the remaining 2 sides as well. Really simple little towers that come off of gatehouse here. And then we're just raising the frames up, as I do. These ones out here are for our nice little roof peak up module as well, that we get. And they get raised up. And these ones close to main base get raised up too. The ones that we originally placed to connect everything to main base. They can come up just like that. Lastly, a couple frames to connect everything up, giving us that extra stability. And once these ones are all set and done, we're good to start adding our floors in for shooting floor. These floors go in as follows, and this is where we'll do the kind of roof section here. Before we place the roofs, they can go last, just because sometimes they can block the placement. We'll need these frames in here for shooting floor, gives us a little bit of extra stability for our roof peak ups. Windows on top of the single doors, and low walls on top of those windows. And then we're going to upgrade like that, so they mismatch in upgrade, so that these roofs are not connected. If you're having trouble placing those roofs, upgrade the surrounding frames that are stone to metal, or just try rotating them. It's an issue with the conditional that often blocks the triangle roofs. Placing a bed or a box lets us use that roof peak up most effectively. And then we just replicate the build steps that we just did on the remaining two. Alright, the rest of this floor is pretty simple. We've got windows coming along here, in between everything. And then we'll work back on our towers. We have that door there that lets us do our quick exit. On top of our windows is going to be some chain link. A full wall there to cover our turret at the top. And then we leave that part open so we can drop down from roof to shooting floor nice and fast from little different points. Then the rest of this floor is nice and easy. We start by walling in our bedrooms. Make them soft side facing in the way. Bedrooms are kind of the most important part here. So we wall all of these in and give them a door in front. Then our batteries are on the left. So right next to our bedrooms, just like that. A couple of battery spots per windmill there. And then our jump up is in any of the squares of your choice. You just pick a random one and open it up like this. We're doing half wall windows so that we get an extra ankle biter up here. And then that's it. You can fill these extra squares with mixing tables or anything else you can think of. If you want even more bedrooms, go for it. And now we're basically on the roof. Everything seals just like below except over here. Where our peak down is, it's a little bit different. It manages to full seal at the top, which is nice. So we have no gaps on our roof that can be used against us when in shooting floor. As you can see, it seals up just like that. Nice and easy. That's pretty much our roof done. Doesn't get too complicated. To cover up our gaps, we do some square roofs here. Floor off that part there for our windmill. And that covers up our roof pretty nice altogether. And that's the roof looking nice and good. Last thing to do is throw some windmills down. And they just go at this height level here. Turret goes in there, pushed slightly back, with a chain link door in front to allow the turret to continue shooting. And then we have this one extra triangle here that allows us to drop out of our compound from roof nice and quickly. And jumping back out of here completes the base. Thank you very much for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, then please feel free to leave me a like and drop me a comment down below. I hope to see this base out there on some servers. It's definitely a banger and it's nice and easy to build. Feel free to jump in the streams and the Discord if you need any assistance with building. And we do have a good laugh over there as well. And I'll see you guys in the next video. See you in a bit.